So I did it. I switched from the Canon 5D4 to the Canon R mirrorless camera. In this video, I'll tell you why. Stick around. So last week I posted a video about my experiences with the Canon R and why I liked using it, and I asked you guys for feedback, and thank you to everybody who commented, who told me their experiences. It really helped me a lot. So I've been shooting with the Canon 5D4 for a few years now, and I've been with the Canon 5D line since it began. 5-6 weeks ago, on a whim, I picked up the Canon R just to try it out to see what I liked it. We've been shooting with the Canon M50 for video and some background photography work for 6 months or so now, and I like that. I like the functionality of it, so I figured let me try out the Canon R full frame mirrorless camera. So I loved it. I've been doing reviews here on this channel for a while now on the image quality, the high ISO performance, and really telling you how I liked it, how much I like this camera. But I never set out to replace the 5D4. I really just wanted to check out the Canon R, see what it was all about. But then I started using it more and using it more. And then I took a photo trip to Disney and I started using it alone just to really get used to it, to get the feel for it, to try it out. And as soon as I did that, after I was done shooting with it alone for a day, I had both cameras side by side, and the Canon 5D4 seemed like an old camera. You know, the Canon R, when I would grab a camera to go out and take a picture, that was the camera that I grabbed, and I think that said a lot. Image quality wise, they're both basically the same. Functionality, the Canon R really has a lot more to offer as far as newer, better technology, the articulating screen, the electronic viewfinder. I'm getting used to the look of it, and the functionality of that is great. The way that it lights up a dark scene, the way I'm able to focus on things in there. Live exposure in the viewfinder is really great. I love using it. I'm getting more and more used to all the benefits of the R. And when I pick up the 5D4, I don't have that. Like I said, image quality is basically the same. So the Canon R sensor was based on the 5D4 sensor, so I know I'm getting the same performance there. But I'm starting to love the functionality of the Canon R. So I had a decision to make, and again, thank you for all the feedback from you. I really thought about it a lot, and it really seems like everything going forward for all camera lines, Sony, Nikon, Canon now, everything's really going mirrorless. There's still going to be the SLRs, the DSLRs, they're going to be there. At some point, it's going to switch over because there's just a lot more to offer, I think, in the mirrorless line. I like the fact that the camera is a little bit smaller and lighter. I think there's a lot more promise, a lot more to do in the mirrorless line. And I think it'll be interesting. The Canon R is the first generation Canon full frame mirrorless, and it's a great camera. So I think it'll be really interesting to see how this line develops. And there's already a bunch of great new lenses available in the RF mount. And from what I've been reading, from what I've been seeing, the capability of the RF lenses combined with the Canon R body is going to give you a better performance, should give you a better performance than the EF lenses on an EF body. There's some physics and optics involved, I'm sure. I'll believe it when I see it, when I start using some of these RF lenses. Right now I'm just using the converter, using the EF lenses converted to the RF mount, but I'm going to start getting involved in the RF lenses also, and I'll let you know about those as I use them. So, like I've said before, the biggest hang-up, really the only hang-up left on switching over to the R is the memory card slot. The R has one memory card slot. I know I've talked about this before. The 5D4 has two, and with the two memory card slots, you're always backing up every shot that you take. I'm writing to both cards, RAW files simultaneously, and I'm never going to lose an image that way. The possibility of losing an image is almost infinitely small. So having only one memory card slot, I have one memory card. I have a handful of SD cards. I'm just going to use them, and as I fill one up, I'll take it out. If I can back it up that day or that night, I'll do that. This way I have a backup of that. I'll have to start getting more into backing up images every day as I go along until the next version of the Canon R comes along and they have two memory card slots, which Canon, I'm sure you will, right? So it's a big deal for me to be switching over like this, and I'm going to keep sharing my experiences, sharing the whole process with you. As I add RF lenses to my arsenal, I'm going to tell you all about them. I'm going to let you know anything that comes up about the R that I don't like compared to the 5D4 or the cameras that I've used. I'm going to tell you about that. But I'm really very excited about this. I'm getting all my old gear together, things that I haven't used in years, things that I'm not going to be able to use on the Canon R camera, putting those things together, selling some things off, trading some things in, trading up to some RF lenses. I'll be adding a few of those, and kind of just reevaluating my whole gear lineup to switch over to the R system. But thank you again, everybody, for your feedback. I'm happy I'm doing this. I'm excited about it. I don't see any drawbacks other than the one memory card thing, Canon. And it's really a whole bright new future of mirrorless technology. And if you're thinking about getting into full frame mirrorless, there's the Canon RP, which is basically the same as the Canon R, just stripped down a little bit. It's full frame, it's mirrorless. Basically, there are just some features that the R has that the RP doesn't have. The sensor, I think, is based on the 6D Mark II or something like that sensor. It's still a great sensor. There's just some things that aren't quite as good as the R. The maximum shutter speed isn't the same. The high ISO performance isn't quite as good. Just a few little things here and there that really, in most cases, are not an issue. You don't always need to shoot at 1/8,000th of a second. You can shoot at 1/4,000th of a second perfectly fine. You don't always need to shoot at ISO 25,000. You can get away with 12,000. So a lot of things don't really matter. So if you're looking to get into full frame mirrorless and you don't have the budget for the RP is a really good alternative. I'll put links to the Canon R and the RP in the description below. I still want to hear your feedback about switching over, about switching systems. If you've done this, your experiences, share them with me. I'm going to keep sharing them with you, and we'll enjoy this fun ride together. I'm going to put a link here to all the videos we've done on the Canon R, so you can check those out. I'll put another link here to the videos we've done on the Canon M50, a crop sensor mirrorless camera, which is really also great. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.